Good morning, dear students. Welcome back again with the next session of science. We have already started with the lesson Living World and Classification of Microbes. Now, today we are going to study about classification of microbes in detail. Since there are excess of microorganisms in our surrounding, and therefore it is necessary to classify them in order to study them properly. So first of all, microorganisms are classified on the basis of the cell structure. We call it as prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes, no proper nuclear membrane is there, whereas in case of eukaryotes, proper nuclear membrane is there. Further, it is being classified as prokaryotes are classified as bacteria, whereas eukaryotes are classified into protista, fungi, and algae. Now we are going to study about each one of them in detail. So first of all, we will study about bacteria. The size of the bacteria is 1 micrometer to 10 micrometer. Definitely it is very small, cannot be visible with our naked eyes. Then it is unicellular implies that one cell performs all the functions of the organism. It is either independent, does not depend on anyone for the food, or it is depending upon the host for the food, and therefore the name is given as parasitic organisms. Many bacteria form colonies and survive. Colonies implies here in groups. Further, it is a prokaryotic cell wall. Cell wall is present, but nuclear and cell organelles are absent. Then bacteria reproduce by binary fission. Binary fission implies here one bacteria gets divided to two bacteria further gets again divided to four, and so on. So here for one organism we get two organisms, and therefore it is called as binary fission. Further, they have a great speed of reproduction. They can double their numbers within 20 minutes. That was all about the bacteria. Further, we'll move to protozoan. Protozoan size ranges up to 200 micrometer, found in soil, fresh water, that is sweet water, then sea water, khara pani bol sakte hain. Then in other organism also. Further, unicellular implies one cell performs all the functions, and with eukaryotic implies nuclear membrane is there. Then further, there is variations are occurring inside the protozoa. Now, what are the factors which are affecting or which are responsible for the variation? So, few of the factors which are responsible for the variations are cell structure, organs of locomotion, and the mode of nutrition. Cell structure, definitely cell structure implies here this is eukaryotes or prokaryotes. Then this locomotion, what are the organs for the movement? Then one more is there, that is mode of nutrition, how the food is being consumed. So different modes of nutrition is there, different ways of taking in the food is there. So digestion takes place inside the cell or outside the cell. So depending upon there is variations. So further, protozoan reproduce by cell division. Now examples of protozoan: amoeba paramecium, which lives in dirty water; entamoeba histolytica, which are responsible for causing amoebiasis; then plasmodium vivax is responsible for getting malaria; and euglena, they are autotrophic. Autotrophic implies they can prepare the food of their own, and therefore the name is given as autotrophic. Our next organism which we are going to study is fungi, whose size ranges from 10 micrometer to 100 micrometer. They are found on decaying organic matter, generally decomposed substances. They depend on the dead bodies of the organisms for their food. Therefore, they are also called as saprotrophs. Found on decaying organic matter and dead bodies of plants and animals. Eukaryotic implies what? That they are having nuclear membrane. Then some are unicellular, means one cell performs all the functions. Then some are visible to the naked eyes because of the size. Some can be seen with the naked eyes. Saprotrops, I've already told you, because they are dependent on dead and decaying organic substances. Therefore, they are called as saprotrops. Then they absorb food from the dead and decaying organic matter. Further, they reproduce sexually and asexually. Sexually means two organisms, male and female organisms, or asexually with one organism they can reproduce. So yes, sexually as well as asexually, both way it can reproduce. So reproduce sexually or asexually by cell division or by budding. Budding, I've already told you, a small outgrowth is formed on the surface of the organism, which we call it as budding. So example of budding is baker's yeast. Baker's yeast, which is used in making there's a bread, dhokla, idli, etc. Then our next organism which we are going to study is algae, whose size ranges from 10 micrometer to 100 micrometer. The algae generally it is green in color and found inside the water, and therefore the name is given as aquatic. Aquatic implies staying inside the water. Then second point is eukaryotic. Definitely means having nuclear membrane. Unicellular implies one cell performs all the functions. Autotrophic implies green color pigment is there, chloroplast is there, therefore they can prepare the food of their own. Then photosynthesis. Since because of the presence of chloroplast, they can prepare the food, and this process of preparing the food in the presence of light is called as photosynthesis. Example chlorella, chlamydomonas, and there are very few unicellular organisms are there, and mostly they are visible to the naked eyes because their size are big compared to other organisms. Then last one, virus. Now at present stage we are also suffering, the whole world is suffering from pandemic that is caused because of one of the virus, that is COVID-19. The same, so this is also the, now whatever we are going to study is also a type of virus. Now you can imagine that virus is, how much harmful is the virus. The size is 10 nanometer to 100 nanometer, very very small. Then organism at the edge of living as well as not living organisms. Means it is very difficult to decide whether they belong to living or non-living organisms. So they are on the borderline of living and as well as non-living organism. Then very minute, 10 to 100 times smaller than the bacteria. They are independent found in the form of independent particles. They do not depend on anyone. Then it is a molecule of DNA or RNA which has a coating of protein, and they have the ability to replicate. Since they have the ability to replicate, and they destroy the new infected cells, and therefore they are very harmful. It is a molecule of DNA or RNA. DNA implies deoxyribose nucleic acid. RNA implies ribose nucleic acid. Survive only in living plants and animals, not on the dead bodies of plants and animals, but on the active plants and animals. They produce their own proteins with the help of a host cell and create a numerous replica. So they can prepare the Xerox copy of their own, and they can cause harm to the new cell. And therefore we have to be very careful about the virus. Virus causes many diseases to plants and animals. At present, we are also suffering from our whole world is suffering from the pandemic, that is because of one of the virus, COVID-19, which you are already aware of it. So, once again, stay at home, safe and sound. I hope so you have understood this lesson. Have a great day.